it's an anesthetic emotionally for what the real issues are underneath that. Every single client who I've ever dealt with in helping them move through porn addictions, anything like that, at the bottom of those feelings through this body work I've been talking about, we find after that they become unrepressed, every one of those guys finds that grief I was talking about. In other words, the porn, which is unreal, kind of becomes real to them so that finally they can get affection from men, affirmation from men. All that, of course, has been sexualized, but they feel more. I hear a lot of guys say, I felt at certain times more alive in my body because they've had a sexual experience attached to those male issues. Um, but every time we go below that, and there's a true connection of respect, even love between client and therapist, there's something in them that frees them up to go below that. And then I start hearing things like, spontaneously, like, oh, all I ever really wanted was a guy to just hug me close to him. All I really wanted to feel was feeling like that guy must feel about him that's on the computer screen. He's such a real man, and I'm nothing. I'm worthless. I'm bad. All that kind of thing. And then when he experiences the grief, the loss, and the discovery of that, and it has to be without shame. I can't emphasize that enough. We're not talking about shame-based grief, shame-based anger, shame-based sadness. It's a release of shame so that the authentic self comes up. And when that starts really happening, and a guy starts getting his male emotional needs met in what I would call healthy ways, that really means something to him, in the deepest core heart of him, I start hearing things spontaneously like, wow, David, you know what? This whole manhood thing, this feels a lot better than sex with men. I've heard that 3 times from 3 different clients in the last year and a half. These clients don't know each other. I never solicited them to respond to a question of mine about that. Each one of them, almost without realizing it, not knowing who each other are even, came up with, they almost quoted each other at 3 separate times within that period of time. When a therapist experiences that spontaneously in a session, one knows they're on the right track for the client because it's their natural, authentic self that begins to rise to the top. And what's happening, see, in that process is because these wounds begin to be discovered and healed, the homosexual impulses begin to automatically, spontaneously lessen and dissipate.